Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the first of my how-to series, the series that I teased in the last video of about when I planted my garlic. That's roughly about almost a month ago already. And today's video is going to be how to plan for next year. Here we go. It's crazy to think that, a growing season for 2024 is already done, especially up here in a northern climate in zone 5. But I've found that if you don't do this now, it's not going to set you up for success for your next growing season. And that simple process is just going through what worked and didn't work from this most recent growing season that you just had. The reason why we want to do this is it's fresh in your mind, right? You just got done with everything. You just cleaned out your garden beds. You just cleaned out all of your garden, your in-ground stuff. You have an idea of what worked and didn't work, what you want to build on for next year. If you want to expand on a certain crop or a certain, type of plant, and then kind of building from there. So this simple planning process can be as easy as a scratch sheet of paper, a notes section on your phone, or a Word document, or a Google Sheet on your computer. Go back to what you grew or what you purchased last year. So if you can pull up that receipt, if you have a digital receipt, or actually go through some of your leftover seed packets and really start to think, how well did this germinate? How well did it grow? Did I have the right conditions? Did I do the right things? Did I provide the right growing environment? And if not, you can either kind of put it into a yes or no category. And so if it checks all those yes boxes and you are really happy with it, then comes the question, do I want to keep growing it, or do I want to expand on it? Do I want to have more of those plants? Do I want to have more of a certain pepper? Do I want to have more of a certain tomato? And so forth. On the flip side, if it's a no, like it doesn't check all those boxes and it's heavy in the no side, really start to think, what things could I change to maybe get this into a yes, like a definite yes, and maybe it's something that I can keep growing in the future? Or pose the question to yourself, do I just need to move on from this and cut my losses and think of something completely else? It's okay if you have that thought. It's okay to move on from something else. There may be a different variety of that plant. Like this year, for an example, for us, I wanted to grow eggplant. Not a single one of our eggplants germinated or actually grew in time for them to harden off and then to move actually into our garden. For 2025, I know some things that I need to change. We didn't use the right potting mix or seed starting mix. We didn't have the most opportune growing environment, and I think we might have started them a little bit too late. So those are kind of those questions that I have where I know I can make those changes and hopefully it can generate into a successful crop next year. You may also have something that you planted too much of. Two things for us this year were jalapeno peppers. So our Megatron hot jalapeno peppers. I probably only need 2 plants for next year. And we planted, I believe, 4, 5, or 6 this year. So we were completely inundated with jalapeno peppers. Now, I like spicy things. I found a use for them, but I just felt towards the end of it that I just had way too many. It's almost like zucchini. You grow 3 or 4 plants and before you know it, you're handing it to your neighbors. You're leaving it on their porch in the middle of the night because you just got to get rid of this stuff. You're trying to find people that have chickens because you just want to get rid of it. It's kind of that same thought process. What did you have too much of that you couldn't save or donate? and then kind of reverse engineer that and say, I only need 2 plants of that. I only need 1 plant of that. So there you have it, that first how-to video, how to plan for next year. Highly recommend you go through any of those thoughts that you just had with your growing season as it's done or near completion right now. We've been done for about a couple weeks here up in Wisconsin, although it is trying to stay as like early fall temperatures as possible. Our growing season is pretty much done here. But now is that time to have it fresh in your mind where you can actually go back and you can say, this is what did well, this did not do well. Kind of start categorizing where things can go and then building on that plan for 2025. Thanks for joining me today as we go through this first how-to series. This one specifically, how to start planning for next year. If you found this information useful, be sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you use a different technique of how you plan for upcoming growing seasons, please leave that in the comments section below. See you guys next time.